What's up, people? Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Kareem. I got to say this to a company called Kwip Trip out in a place called Minnesota. Kwip Trip. Understand right now, you are not responsible under no laws in the world or the United States of the product of Pepsi. You do not own Pepsi. You do not manufacture Pepsi. All you do is sell Pepsi's products, and you make a profit, maybe 45 cents to 75 cents for each product you sell of Pepsi. The product belongs to Pepsi. I bought the water from your agency, yes, but you are not responsible. This attorney's firm that is putting you in this lawsuit is greedy. They're committing fraud to the courts. They're committing perjury to the courts. They're committing conspiracy. They are committing extortion, period. This goes out to Kwip Trip, a place called Kwip Trip out there in Minnesota. All right? You have nothing to do with the manufacture of Pepsi. Pepsi is the one and responsible for getting me sick with the black mold in the Aquafina water in 2019. Now, mind you, there was an agreement between me and a lady, a verbal agreement which states that the courts have to take in consideration a verbal agreement that two parties have made. And that verbal agreement was one just like this. Pepsi take care of the medical bills, attorney's fees. If I get an attorney, $60,000. That's it. I didn't want millions of dollars. Don't care about millions of dollars. Didn't want that whatsoever. All right? I'm an honest person, point blank. Okay? That was the agreement. That was the agreement. It says in the Black Law Dictionary, yes, a verbal contract is an agreement between two parties. And the courts have to take very strong consideration of the agreement of a verbal contract that was done by two parties. The only one that can ignore that agreement is that the party agrees to it both. Okay? Black Law Dictionary. The agreement was just what I said. You take care of those medical bills, Pepsi. You pay the attorney's fees, Pepsi. You turn around, $60,000, pain and suffering. That's it. That's all it was. It wasn't no millions of dollars. It wasn't no 80,000. It wasn't no 90,000, no 100 and some thousand. It was none of that. This law firm that's working against Pepsi needs to be shut the fuck down. They're crooks. No ifs and no buts. They are so corrupt to try to go after Kwip Trip when Kwip Trip's responsibility was one thing. They were selling the product for Pepsi. That's Pepsi's product I got sick off of. Not Kwip Trip's product. That was Pepsi's product. Okay? Pepsi owns Aquafina water. They know that the water contained black mold in it, in their bottles and everything else. They were warned about this several times. All right? From me. This is how dirty Pepsi was. The lady sent us a box. Do you want bottle back? Yes. Do you want the lab results? Yes. We already knew what the lab results were because we got it from the hospital. Black mold was in the water. Period. Okay? Kwip Trip, you have nothing to do with this lawsuit. Understand that right now. Out there in Minnesota. Kwip Trip, you have nothing to do with the lawsuit. Nothing whatsoever. This is all Pepsi's doing. Their attorneys are corrupt. The first thing that's supposed to come out of a judge's mouth, did you try any effort to try to resolve this? Pepsi's the one that came with the verbal contract with me. We made a verbal contract to wipe this away. Then they come up when the lawsuit I filed because they wasn't answering me back. That was the only reason why the lawsuit was filed, because they reneged. They reneged on a verbal contract with me. I didn't ask for millions of dollars. I didn't ask for nothing. I don't give a fuck about their doctors. I don't believe they doctors. They doctors get paid to say what Pepsi wants them to get paid. They can kiss my ass. They are corrupt. All right? You want to play these fucking games? My life history don't got a fucking thing to do with purchasing a product from Pepsi. Not one goddamn thing. My life history doesn't have a fucking thing to do with purchasing a product that got me sick from Pepsi's products. Period. Period. You are not involved, Kwip Trip in Minnesota, with this lawsuit whatsoever. Y'all shouldn't even been named in the lawsuit. The attorneys for Pepsi is trying to extort money from the corporation of Kwip Trip. Period. This is how it goes. When Pepsi trucks go to gas stations, they put all of the stuff in the cabinet. They supposed to make sure that this shit is safe. Not Kwip Trip. No gas station has the right or the authority to make sure this stuff is safe. Period. That's up to the people that make it, which is Pepsi, their product. All right? That's common sense. That's pure common sense. That's nature. Okay? They put it in your shelves. They sit it out there. This is Pepsi's product. They're responsible for getting me sick. Not that place called Kwip Trip. Pepsi is responsible for the pain and suffering, not Kwip Trip. We could have had this wiped around under the counter a long time ago if they would have kept the verbal agreement with me. If this goes in front of a judge, the judge should say, you know what, Mr. Malillo, you are 1,000% right. They backed out of the verbal agreement you have with them, which is a contract. Yes, they did. They just stopped contacting us. The first attorney that they hired, look, yes, we got the results. Yes, it was black mold in the bottle. We're sorry. How can we work this out? This is all I wanted. The attorney's fees, medical bills, $60,000. That's it. That's all I cared about. That's all I wanted. I didn't want nothing else. I didn't even want to talk about it no more. I was sick like a dog. Sick like a dog. And they want to play games? No. This law firm is extorting money against that company called Kwip Trip. They literally extorting money from that company called Kwip Trip out there in Minnesota. That's what Pepsi's law firm that they ever hired to deal with this shit is extorting money. That's out of Minnesota too. Okay? They are crooks. They are fucking crooks. They need to be shut down and locked up for extorting money from a business that has nothing to do with my lawsuit. But they keep bringing Kwip Trip in because they don't want to take responsibility. The responsibility, Kwip Trip, is not on you. You sold their product. You did not manufacture their product. You did not tamper with their product. You did not bottle their product. Pepsi did. You are not responsible for their product. You sell their product. So that means you make 40% on a dollar or 75 cents for each product you sell that belongs to Pepsi. You're not making no money. This has nothing to do with Kwip Trip. This all has to do with Pepsi products, not Kwip Trip. And I don't even give a fuck what anybody else says. I'm telling you the logic way and the intelligent way. Kwip Trip, you have no responsibility whatsoever for what happened with the product of Pepsi when Pepsi got me sick. Black mold was in their Aquafina water. You did not get me sick. That's why I went straight after Pepsi. They got me sick. But the part that sucks more than anything is there was a verbal agreement and they violated that verbal agreement, which is a contract, which is a strong contract. That law firm has no right to bring up Kwip Trip whatsoever. So that means they're hungry for money, or somebody using drugs, or sleeping around, got some girl pregnant, or some guy pregnant, or they have a gambling habit, or drinking habit. That's what that means. For them to go after Kwip Trip, they hungry for money. Because Kwip Trip has nothing to do with the Pepsi products. Under no circumstances in the United States. Kwip Trip only sold your product. They making a little bit of profit off of your product. That product is Pepsi's product. Pepsi's product. Pepsi manufactures it. Pepsi bottles it. Pepsi stores it. Pepsi ships it. That's Pepsi's product, not Kwip Trip's product. So their attorneys for Pepsi is trying to drag Kwip Trip involved in this when Kwip Trip has nothing to do with this lawsuit. Nothing whatsoever. Kwip Trip has nothing to do with Pepsi products because they are not responsible. Kwip Trip is not responsible. This goes out to Kwip Trip out there in Minnesota. This goes out to y'all, Kwip Trip organization, whatever you call it. I don't know, because they know Kwip Trips in California, you know. So this goes out to Kwip Trip. You know, your attorneys need to leave us the fuck out of this. This has nothing to do with us. We can even remove your product from selling your product in our stores. That's what y'all should be doing. That's what Kwip Trip should be doing. Remove all Pepsi products out of your stores because they are extorting money. They trying to extort money and blame you for the lawsuit. No, y'all have nothing to do with this lawsuit. This is all Pepsi's doing. All Pepsi's doing. That attorney told Pepsi, look, we got the results, black mold in there, you know, and this got to be taken care of. Then the attorney retired, so didn't hear nothing from them no more. Okay, I sent them email, I sent them calls, left messages. Call me, I want to know what the hell is going on with Pepsi. Why this is not dealt with like you gave me your word. And they cannot say that person did not have the authority to make a verbal contract with me when that person represents Pepsi. That person represents Pepsi. That person I spoke with. Everything was supposed to be taken care of. So they can't come up with that bullshit game. They can't whatsoever. This goes out to you, Kwip Trip. Y'all had nothing to do with the Aquafina water that had black mold and got me sick. Nothing whatsoever. This is Pepsi's doing. And I'll sign again. As a matter of fact, in 2019, they sent me a letter, and I signed it and sent it back to Kwip Trip's corporate office. And no, Kwip Trip had no responsibility or any interference with what happened to me whatsoever. And on they asked me, did you ever make a contract with Pepsi to deal with this? Yes, it was a verbal contract. This is the person's name, Lorraine, Loretta, whatever it was. It started with an L. And they said, well, what was the agreement? The agreement was on a verbal contract that they will take care of the medical bills, attorney's fees, and all I asked for was $60,000 for pain and suffering. That was it. That was it. Kwip Trip had no obligation, no responsibility, nothing, because that is not Kwip Trip's purchase. That is not Kwip Trip's business. That is not Kwip Trip's, how do you say that? Property. The property, the manufactured is Pepsi. It's all Pepsi's fault, not Kwip Trip's fault. Kwip Trip is taking Pepsi's honor and saying, well, yes, my stuff is safe. Sell it for us. Here's a profit that you can make. Not much, but here's a profit. That's all it is. That's all it is. Kwip Trip has nothing to do or is responsible for the negligence of the parasite of black mold in Pepsi's Aquafina water. They are not responsible for the parasite and the black mold in Aquafina's water. Kwip Trip is not responsible. Peace. I'm just upset because they keep trying to throw Kwip Trip in the lawsuit. Kwip Trip has nothing to do with this lawsuit. The purchase, the manufactured is Pepsi. They knew this was going on. They knew this was going on. They knew what was in their water. And they try to hide it. They try to cover it up. This is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. You know, you are not responsible for me getting sick. Kwip Trip is not responsible for me drinking black mold in the bottles. Kwip Trip is not responsible for that whatsoever. It's all Pepsi's doing. That is Pepsi product. They manufactured it. They put it out there in the streets so us people can get sick. Pepsi did it. Period. A verbal contract. A verbal contract. Is a verbal contract legal? Yes. Is a verbal contract held up in court? Yes. Because two parties made the verbal contract. The one that makes the verbal contract is the only one that can change it. And nothing's been changed. I didn't change nothing on the verbal contract. And this was my verbal contract. Medical bills you take care of, attorney's fees, $60,000. That's it. That is it. I'm an honest man. That's it. I didn't ask for millions of dollars and none of that shit. That's it. I'm fed up with Pepsi now. They can kiss my ass because they got me mad. Okay? I don't give a fuck about Pepsi doctors and none of that because they all crooks. They're going to say what Pepsi want them to say. So fuck y'all. All right? You want to go to trial? We go to trial. Okay? That's what the fuck we do. I got the videos in the hospital with the black mold, the parasites floating down to the bottom where it came from, pictures of the black mold growing. I have it all. And guess what? Aquafina water is what you see on the bottle. You are responsible, Pepsi, not Kwip Trip. Peace out.